would love to wear this.
Alexis Sunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexis Sunshine 83 right here. Today we are back at the Goodwill outlet. I just kind of felt like going to the Goodwill outlet. I felt like rummaging through a pile of clothes, so that is what we are doing today. It is 8:19, there's already a line out, so I'm just gonna make this intro short so I can get in line, but I'm not really looking for anything particular, if I'm going to be honest. I really only want to buy stuff that's like speaks to me, that's interesting, that's unique, not just like, oh, I'm at the Goodwill outlet, it's super cheap, you know what I mean? So that is, I guess, kind of the plan. Let's go. Like I said, I got here probably roughly 30-ish minutes early, and there was quite a line behind me as well. And whenever I do voiceovers for the Goodwill outlet, I'm always like, what do I even say? Because it's just me rummaging through a bunch of clothes. And even in the moment as I am rummaging through the clothes, I have no thoughts. I have a song of just like do 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 do, like going through my head, just because you're grabbing, you're picking stuff up, you're hoping for the best. And yeah, there were, you know, some good stuff, I will say. I think it was a good Goodwill outlet day. You will see a little bit later in the video the stuff that I did find. I found some overalls, but they weren't extra small, and they were just way too small, so I ended up leaving them. I think they were originally from Target, and I like to just kind of rummage through, grab whatever I think is interesting, kind of look at later, but I'm very selective even with what I put in my cart to look at later. Now, this part is kind of funny because there was this other customer, like as I was looking at stuff, you know, you have your own little section of the bin, and they just started like grabbing the stuff that was in front of me. Like you could see my hand was trying to grab the clothing in front of me, but they put their hand there and was grabbing that stuff. Just, you know, fun times at the Goodwill outlet. Honestly, this one, everyone is actually pretty nice. I've never had any issues. The Goodwill outlet in LA, now that is a different story. I thought that was a gingham skirt, and I was so sad because it literally was the exact pattern and color I've been looking for, but it was kind of this weird apron thing, but like not an apron. And also shorts. Doesn't make any sense. That's why I ended up leaving it. Also, this pinstripe blazer, very cool. Not my size, not really sure the brand, but I always just think it's fun to find kind of gems in the bin, even if they aren't my size, just to kind of show that, you know, if you hunt long enough and if you have enough patience, you may find some gems. Also, lots of kids' clothes. This mini sweatshirt, my goodness, how much I wish I was a child so I could fit in it. And yeah, just going through. There's always stuff at the Goodwill outlet that's super cute, but it's for kids. Like, I would love to wear this. Okay, it is now time to see what is in my cart. First up, we have this green velvet kind of cardigan. I ended up leaving it. As much as it was really cute, the way that the cardigan kind of went up, it like wasn't perfectly holding. So I was like, honestly, I don't need it. So I ended up leaving it. Also, this denim jacket, it was not my size and just a little bit too long. And also, like, I'm good. I don't need another denim jacket, but I thought it was very cute. It had this really nice flannel inside. So if you live somewhere cold, that would have been literally perfect. It was quite worn. And again, I think it went to my knee, so I ended up putting it back. I found this dress and I felt like it was promising, and even seeing it, because it had like shoulder pads in it, the just like button up was very 90s, but it was super see-through, and I wasn't absolutely in love with it. Like, it seemed like it would be a little bit too small on me, so I ended up leaving it. I had found this green kind of tiered skirt. It wasn't in my size, so I ended up putting it back, but it definitely reminded me of like goblin core, and I love a good tiered skirt, so I wanted to take a look at it a little bit more, but ended up putting it back. This button-up jacket I was a little conflicted by, because I was like, I don't like it, but there's something about it that I do like. But it was more just like a button-up and not really a proper jacket. Also, I'm like, it's not interesting enough for me to add another jacket into my collection when, yes, sometimes it gets chilly where I live, but I did not need it, so I ended up leaving it. You honestly don't understand how much willpower it took to not get this sweater. Are you kidding me? A Christmas sweater with cats? That is my absolute dream. I mean, I have some already, and that's why I ended up leaving it, because I was like, I have too many Christmas sweaters. Like, I am okay. As somebody that doesn't even care for Christmas that much, I love a good Christmas sweater, and with cats, like, that's everything to me. But I stayed strong and I put it back. This dress was so pretty. It was in a 3XL, but my goodness, whoever ends up finding it in the bins, I hope you love it, because what a gem to find. It was like that perfect white. It was a little bit just some stains, but I think in the washer it would have been totally perfect. But that tiered, ooh, so pretty. This top was kind of like a gray purple, kind of reminded me of a cami. At first I thought it was like a slip dress, but way too short to be that, and I wasn't absolutely in love with it. Like, don't get me wrong, love a good cami, but I just felt like I wouldn't give it the wear that it deserves, especially because the color it was a little bit too muted and almost like smoky for me. This I had picked up, and I don't know why. I think I saw it in the bins and I was like, ooh, that color, that's fun, but it definitely was not me. Sometimes, you know, you're going through the bins and you're overstimulated, so you just grab stuff. But yeah, definitely was not it. This, I was like, wait, this could be a nice workout shirt. I know, very random, but I was like, hey, at the Goodwill outlet, just to get a t-shirt that's gonna weigh literally nothing and I can just use it for working out. But I did end up leaving it, because I think it would have been a good workout shirt, but it was very stained, which would have been fine for working out. But I'm still kind of conflicted. I was like, I need to find interesting, like, stuff that I'm absolutely in love with, and I wasn't absolutely in love with it. This Van sweatshirt, I thought it was actually really nice. I didn't need another sweatshirt, so I ended up putting it back, but I just wanted to show it. This cardigan was so itchy, like super itchy, thick, uncomfortable, but beautiful and amazing. Like, look at how fun that pattern is. These shorts, I don't know, I was like, oh, pajama shorts, summer shorts, throw it on, and I actually don't hate that idea. It wasn't in my size, so I ended up putting it back, but liked the idea and the pattern and the color. This green, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm absolutely in love with this green. It was originally from H&M. I wasn't in love with the fit of it. I was kind of feeling the sweater material, because I was not going to thrift a sweater that was uncomfortable. That was the one thing where I was like, don't you dare. But I didn't really like the fit, so I ended up putting it back, but absolutely loved the color. I saw this little tank top. I just thought that was cute. Little embroidery on it. I'm not sure. I think it was like from Forever 21 or H&M, but I ended up putting it back just because it was a little bit too worn and I felt like I wouldn't really wear it. This top with a little car on it, I was very tempted. You'll see later some revelations about it, but anyway, the next piece was this corduroy button up. It's in the navy. I'm not super into navy, so I ended up putting it back, but I kind of just wanted to get a better, like, closer look at it. But yeah, just wasn't me. This sweater, I actually did really like the stripes on it. I was very conflicted. It said it was an extra large, and I don't know, it just seemed like it would be too tight and slightly uncomfortable, especially on the neck, so I ended up putting it back. This dress I just thought was amazing. I was like, oh my goodness, look at these bows. It wasn't in my size, but it's so cool. These pants were kind of like a corduroy green pant, and I was like, maybe this could be really comfortable, but they were too short and just wasn't my size anyway. And also I was like, I don't see a vision with it. This cardigan, oh my goodness, sweater, I really liked it, but I am telling you, it smelled so bad. Like, I have thrifted stuff that smell, but that was on another level. And I've thrifted stuff from like Jet Rag that like reeked and then you put it in vinegar and it helps. But this was like the worst smelling thing I have ever honestly probably smelled in my life. So sadly I did not get it because I didn't love it enough to then put in the extra work to wash it with vinegar and do all that. But it was very beautiful. After that, I ended up going back into the bins just to take a look, see if there was anything else that I missed, because obviously at this point, it had been like an hour and a half since it had opened, so people were putting their stuff back, because usually people go in, you know, right when it opens, and they just grab a massive pile. They don't even like look at the pieces, they just take the massive pile and then they go through it. Like this, okay, another Christmas sweater. But I did not get it. I was very also conflicted because I really, really wanted it. This Sydney, Australia t-shirt, very cute. Then, oh my gosh, I saw this Disney jacket in this, I'm pretty sure reseller's like basket. And I was like, maybe he's going to put it back. Maybe he's going to put it back. And he did not. He did not put it back. I was literally in line and I was like, please, fingers crossed, put it back. But no, he did not. So I actually just finished up at the Goodwill outlet. I was there in there for about an hour and a half, but I've been here for about 2 hours. They never switched any of the bins. I think maybe if I would have stayed one more hour, they would have, but it was like getting to the point where like everyone was kind of good and like I was going through the bins multiple times and I was like, you know what, like I'm good with what I have. Even if they brought new bins, like I think I would be okay because I don't want to go like overboard and all that. And there was definitely a lot of cute stuff, but a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, you're cute, but do I feel something? And I feel like one of the pieces I got, you're gonna be like, really, you felt something with that? But everyone has different preferences, okay? But anyway, I think I'm just gonna go into the Goodwill store that's right here just because I'm already here, might as well. And it's actually a pretty good Goodwill, and this particular location is quite out like from where I live, so it's like I'm already out this way anyway. So let's go in. Sorry to ruin it, but I ended up not finding anything. I think I was only in the store probably for a max 10 minutes, and yeah, I just did not find anything. I feel like the last time I was there, it was amazing, but I think I just went on a good day. Again, not like terrible stuff, but just nothing that was calling me. I didn't end up filming a clip after this, so I'm just gonna say here now that that was my Goodwill outlet and Goodwill thrift with me. I will see you in just a sec for the try on haul and to show you what I ended up actually thrifting today. Alrighty, it is the next day. I ended up getting two things. Altogether, it was $5.17. At this particular Goodwill outlet, it's $2.99 a pound. The first thing I ended up getting is this car t-shirt, and you cannot tell me this does not remind you of this Realization Par car shirt. Obviously that one is a baby tee and this one's just kind of a normal loose tee, but they both have cars on it, especially like how it is on the shirt. I feel like a lot of you are gonna be like, really, out of everything that you left, you got just a car t-shirt? And you know what? I am going to wear it. On the back it says Motor Shore 1984, and yeah, it's just a really nice, oh, it's originally, I didn't realize that. That makes sense now. It's originally from Brandy Melville. I did not realize that. I was really like, oh my gosh, it's from 1984. No, it is not. Yeah, I still like the t-shirt, obviously. I just thought they did a really good job, honestly, of replicating a like loose vintage car t-shirt. That is very funny. Now, the way that the car is totally makes sense because I was like, that's wild. It's so similar to the Realization Par, but maybe this one was first, Realization Par got inspired, or I mean, cars on t-shirts is pretty common. It's nothing super unique, but anyway, I then ended up getting this sunflower sweater. It's actually wet right now because I washed it and hanging it up to dry, and I forgot, obviously a sweater is going to dry a lot slower than a t-shirt. It's originally from YWFG. I originally thought that sweater was like a vintage, funky, unique sweater. And the way that I actually found it is there was one of the like Depop bros. You can just tell when somebody is a reseller, and they were basically going through, they had 2 carts just like piled with clothes, and they were going through their cart, which everyone does at the Goodwill outlet. Basically, you just grab a bunch of stuff and then you go through it, which is something I don't do, but I probably should, because so many people found such unique stuff like that Mickey Mouse jacket. I was like, how did you find that? But it's because they run in and just grab it all. But they were putting their go backs, obviously, that they weren't going to take, and they were putting back some like really good, interesting, unique stuff. And so I was just like, I wasn't following them, but I was just like close to them. And there were definitely a couple where I was like, oh my gosh, should I get this? Should I not? But I felt like the sunflower sweater at the time was very unique and interesting, and I decided just to get that one, which they had put in the bin, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is my second piece. I was only gonna get the t-shirt, but I saw that and I was like, I have to have it. And I am like 99% sure the brand is kind of like a Shein. I looked it up and posts on AliExpress came up with that particular brand. So it isn't the vintage find that I thought it was, which is funny. I thought both of these were like unique vintage pieces, and they were not. I will say I do really like it, and personally I'm not opposed to thrifting like any brand at the thrift store. I mean, if it keeps it out of the landfill and you like it, why not? But I will say just the like disappointment of like realizing that it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. Anyway though, it is very cute. I love the sunflowers. It's very unique, it's in particular to what I have in my closet, so I felt like it was still a good find. That was everything I ended up getting at this Goodwill outlet. Thrift with me. I feel like next time I'm going to try to stay for a couple of hours, because I think that's when obviously you end up finding more stuff. But I was also like, I didn't really want to thrift a bunch of stuff, so that's why I ended up leaving after about like an hour and a half. But people stay there for like 6 hours, and I feel like I used to be able to do that, but now I'm just like a little impatient. But I think next time I may try at least like maybe 3 hours, because it would have been nice to have like another bin come out, because it was getting to the point where like everything was very picked over. Anyway, it is always a fun journey at the bins, which if you do like thrifting and secondhand fashion, then make sure to subscribe right down below and hit that little bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is AlexSunshine83. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you have a super sunny day. Bye!